Thank you everyone who is tuning in to our one of the first meetings, AMAs with our top collector, Sodda. Sodda, thank you very much for joining in. So yeah, I will ask you a few questions, and let's take it super friendly in the way that we do it on Discord. So I have a few questions for you regarding your experience in Starly, and it'll be definitely cool to share your thoughts about what is happening from the collector standpoint, because yet again we have a few collectors who are already with us for a long time, and we as a team really value the efforts, their time, and kind of like the suggestions and ideas that they're bringing to Starly. So we just want to kind of like dive in the more detailed communication with you guys. So yeah, I know you are pretty good friends with Katie, and pretty much like she talks about you all the time here in the office, and we're kind of like connecting for the first time. So definitely would like to know more about you. Like, how did you get into NFTs, into cryptocurrency? What do you do for a living? Like, what is your basic day, right, at Sodda?
Yeah, I can start with, I work as a bartender. So I used to work kind of just on the side as well as doing studies, but ended up with dropping out of college. So I was going to computer science engineering, and I also tried geosciences engineering, but none of them were really my thing because I just got tired of school. And back in 2020, I started reading up on blockchain while going to the university and studying computer science, and got really interested in it, and found Flow blockchain. That was the first kind of thing that I actually read up on, like for real read up on, and ended up trying to get a few friends to also join in the community sale and stuff. And I was like, guys, come on, this is going to be great. Come on, let's do it. And ended up with just one of my friends buying into it. And yeah, he was happy after a while buying it at 10 cents. But after that, I just started looking into all the projects on Flow, and started out with the first NFTs I got was on NBA Top Shot. And after that, I got hooked. So it was everything, mostly on Flow, of course, and dabble a bit on Ethereum, but the gas fees are just, yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, for our side, we're also kind of pretty new to this space, right? This is one of our first projects on blockchain, and then actually with NFTs, and we're also very interested in Flow for the first place. So it's kind of like what hooked us up as a team and the development procedures. So yeah, my next question was pretty much like, how do you find out about Starly? But you kind of like highlighted it a bit. So
yeah, it's mostly because of Flowverse and looking through all of the projects going on Flow. And Starly was just like, I wanted to try it out first because I just saw one of these collections. I think it was the Most Wanted set around that time. So I just thought the art was really cool, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of try and get a small collection and get the common collection. And I think that was what I got really hooked on, and like I had to get all of the collections and get as much as possible because it was really cool.
And you got a little bit carried away, right? Ending up,
yeah, you can say that.
Collector and Starly. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, probably I also seen that you said that the first collection you bought was in Cat's 3021 Most Wanted collection, which is the first one that we actually released. Probably was the third or the fourth one, if I'm not mistaken. And seeing how you're collecting this, everything is pretty much on the site itself, and seeing all the cards you had, and I'm seeing how you speak with Katie, saying like, I got too much cards on my hands. And like the next question on my side is that I know you're doing pretty good on the trading side as well. So regarding the secondary market sales, so do you remember your first kind of like sale of cards after the initial drop, and what was the price of it, and your highest kind of a price to start with that you have sold your?
That's a good question, but I don't think I have a good answer for that, because I think at first I was just trying to, well, I bought some packs to get like the full common collection, and then I saw that, oh, if you get more than one set, you can get more than one reward. And then I just kind of tried to buy some of the floor prices to just finish up a couple of sets. And after that, it was more or less just buying packs and then trying to fill up my kind of inventory. And then I just sold some of the stuff that I had that I didn't really need to move on to kind of the next collection, use it for that one. And I think one of them was from the, what was it called? Let me check here real quick. The one with the Renaissance.
Oh,
I had one of the rare cards that I sold for, I don't know, I think I listed it for 400 or 500, and it sold really quick. So maybe I listed it too quickly.
yeah. I remember I started collecting cards in Starly because I really do the art. So I was kind of like enrolled with onboarding a lot of artists. So it's also kind of like a personal note with a lot of creators joining Starly, and I kind of like tried to support it from my own pocket. And I remember myself selling Zinket rare card, if I'm not mistaken, common, like 10x or something like that. It was like, wait, what? Like, that's super awesome. And of course, like I like the feature personally on the reward side. So it kind of like is something you don't see on other marketplaces, and kind of like it makes sense why you actually go to secondary market and actually hunt for the cards there. So in order to fulfill the whole set. And I hope our kind of like collectors and the people who are joining Starly for the first time actually see the potential in the reward section. So how do you actually think the thing that we introduced with reward mechanism in Starly? Do you like it? Like, do you think it's a game changer in some kind of way?
I love the fact that you get rewarded with kind of how much you've collected. If you get a full common set, then you get a common reward. That, of course, there are going to be more of that one. And of course, if you get a legendary set, then there's going to be less of that one. And that's going to be more rare as well. And that's a really cool thing. But one of the things that I like the most right now, that's the kind of when each month you take the snapshot and reward Starly tokens for the top collectors. That also gives me more kind of I want to hold my cards more and have a higher collector score just because of that. And so that's also really cool. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Really.
That totally answered the question. Yeah. Like, yeah, we try to add more and more features. So usually when we, I don't know, you go to OpenSea or Rarible or any other marketplace, actually the value of the card is, I might say, maybe not 100%, but like the majority of it is kind of like in the hands of the artist himself, so he can provide the utility and the value for it. And in our case, we just want to kind of like add a little bit from our side as well.
Yeah.
The reward section and the token itself, and actually introduce the token, which is pretty much kind of like that medium, that slight, might say, like line, how to connect even more collectors between the creators and vice versa. So yeah, like my next question is actually, since you're already pretty familiar with the NFT space and the flow ecosystem, and probably you're also following everything that's happening in Ethereum. So, and my question is regarding the artists. So, do you have like any specific people or artists that you would love to see on Starly launching their collection in our card format?
I can think of one just from the top of my head, and that's Ben Morrow. I love his Evolution collection and also his work on Huxley, the kind of comic series. That's really cool. So if he would ever do kind of a collection with kind of like the one that he did on Vive way back last year, that would also be really cool.
Yeah, Ben Morrow is one of our inspiration points actually when we were creating Starly in the first place. And
yeah, it's the same kind of reward mechanism that I collected just the common collection, and then I got the common reward. And so that's one thing that I really liked, and then I saw that you guys did the same, and that's one of the things that brought me into it, really.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, like his Huxley collection right now, he's probably one of not many that actually there's going to be a movie or a comic series or anime or something like that actually based on the collection that he's releasing right now, the latest one, the Huxley one.
Yeah, there's a comic that you download if you hold the issue 1 or issue 2, or I think there's, I don't know how many, but 6 or 7 or something like that. I just had the first, and then you could just go to the page and download the comic, and then you can also redeem it for a real life comic as well with the same serial number. So that's really dope.
That's kind of like, yeah, I like how he actually has those add-on layers apart from just like selling JPEGs or I don't know, like something. Like he actually thinks of a way how to interact with the community even more. And like he's like a pioneer in one flow in some kind of ways, right?
I agree.
Yeah, so one of the things that I have seen in Discord, pretty much like preparing for the interview, is a suggestion that you actually dropped in the chat today.
Which one?
The latest one.
The one about the rewards, or
the raffle part?
Yeah, the raffle.
Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
So what I wanted was kind of, you know how each card in every collection has its own collector score?
Yeah.
And then my idea was that if you take the collector score that you have on just the one set, or just from the one collector or whatever, so if one of the, no, not the collector, I mean artist. So if one of the artists has multiple collections on Starday, then it will count the collector score from all of them. But if it's only one collection they have, then it's only from that one. And then the collector score you have from that set will be your tickets in the raffle for a one-of-one NFT from that artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm getting the idea. Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely something I will talk with Katie and the team actually. So we were also thinking of how to kind of like, there's like some artists that are dropping, I don't know, like a second, third collection on Starly, and this is pretty much because they loved the initial experience they had it, right? So we are, of course, asking and onboarding more artists, but yet again we have a returning artist, and of course it's pretty cool to develop the interaction between the artist, his style, and the collectors even more and more. So kind of like if you're, I don't know, like if you're a collector from I don't know, Mint 1, for instance, for Lecture Passion, so kind of like finding ways and mechanics how to help collectors kind of like go with the flow in terms of his art on Starly. And this is definitely something we'll consider, because yet again, one of your previous suggestions regarding the marketplace filters for collector score was also implemented because of your suggestion on Discord. So yeah, we're reading through the suggestion list all the time and always discussing what did he mean, like what is the meaning of it, and yeah, definitely thank you for sending the suggestions. It means really much for us. So thinking of next questions regarding the community, of course. So do you have like any friends in Starly community who you kind of like communicate apart with Katie, like maybe some collectors also are friends and you kind of like having this chit chat?
Yeah, of course there's some people that I just talk to a bit, like if we are going to do any trades or stuff like that, but not really in the way that we just chat about Starly and stuff. There was a bit when I talked to, what was his name, Chani? Yeah, he was a top collector. We used to talk a bit about all of the stuff going on Starly, what was my opinions and his opinions and stuff, and what we thought about stuff, and then I think both of us talked to Katie a lot about what we came to, kind of.
Yeah. You didn't know Chenny before, right? So
no.
He's we're back.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. So not so long ago, we have actually introduced the mystery pack experience. So pretty much dropping on one pack instead of three packs, and we actually started to work on implementing a certain success percentage rate for the common packs to receive a legendary pack. And we also, of course, we here at Starly kind of like hustle a little bit what are we buying, and kind of like trying to kind of like compare our sets between the team members. And we have this one lucky fellow over here who is actually, he got a few legendary packs from buying a common pack. So just it was like crazy. He just buy one pack for $10, and then he receives a legendary card, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's crazy." So, have you had like that kind of pulls? I mean, like,
yeah, definitely. I've been really lucky sometimes where I've just kind of bought 10 common packs and I've received plenty of both legendary and rare. I don't have an exact number, but it's like that would cost me a lot more if I bought just one legendary pack. So much more value in buying those 10 common packs. But there has also been times where I bought the 10 packs and just gotten commons. So it can go both ways. It's, as you say, it's just luck. So
yeah, because we're trying to, of course, understand whether we a little over exaggerated with the luck rate. Maybe a lot of people are actually getting those fancy legendary and rares. So we just like want to understand how rare are people across our community, and yeah. So definitely good luck with the pools later on.
Yeah.
So I think it was a nice chat, and definitely it's getting late over there, and you're after work and also here, and we're trying to actually use this format kind of like more frequently. So we have this idea of a challenge, for instance, and you said you talked with Channy, so kind of like my next, not a question, but a challenge. So whom from the community you will challenge to interview in a way that we did with you? Maybe not particularly Channy, or I'm just like not pushing, but like anyone, and we'll try to.
I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but Kensington.
I know that guy.
Yeah, that guy. I wanna hear him talk about Starly. Definitely.
All right, dude, you're next. I don't know, you're probably looking at this video, and Sodda just challenged you to an AMA session with us, so you're definitely next. All right, Sodda, yeah, definitely thank you for your time yet again. I enjoyed this conversation, and it's definitely cool to meet you guys in person, right, rather than in chat. Understanding there's of course this avatar thing and everything that is happening around the metaverse, a cool thing, but at the end of the day there's people behind the avatars, and we're just like, it's super cool to see you guys and talk with you, and definitely thank you very much for having this call.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. Have a good one. Good night.
You too. Good night.